should totally do that.
So recently I played Celeste for the first time, and I personally enjoyed it. I must say my favorite part was probably the movement. Well, you know, other than Theo. This game has inspired me to do something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and that's making a really good movement system from scratch. This doesn't include physics because I'll be using rigid bodies in this project. You should totally make a custom physics engine. It's so much better than rigid bodies. I want to have a physics system that's both easier to manage and is also made solely around the movement system. Sadly, I'm not skilled in either programming or physics to be able to do this. Anyways, without any further ado, let's get started on my ultimate player controller. For this project, I want to do a few things. One, I want an easily modifiable acceleration and deceleration. And I want an easily modifiable climb, max height, and fall. To explain what these are, the climb is the speed you reach the max height, the hang time is how long you stay at the max height, and finally, the fall is the speed you descend at. I also want something similar for the walking. I want acceleration, the time it takes to reach the top speed, the time you stay at the top speed, and deceleration, the time it takes to stop moving. For the jump force, I want the value to be based on how many characters high the player can jump. For example, if I were to jump and the jump force was 3, then 3 sprites could fit below the character. This should be fairly easy, but it might take some time to get the values correct. Anyways, without any further delay, let's get started into the development process of this project. Okay, so today is the first official day of development, and I plan on starting with something more simple. You may be asking, what's that? Well, I'll be starting off today's development with a basic movement script, similar to the one we see in my first video. I'll be trying to get the values right for jumping, just so it will make things easier in the future. This should be pretty simple to do, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, when I say I'll be developing a basic movement script, I mean... So for the next 1 to 2 hours, I worked on getting the jump height to feel perfect. I ended up having 3 jump heights, but I doubt I'll use the highest one. I'm still not done with the jumping though. I still have to add the climb and the fall, so let's get into that. I spent an underwhelming amount of time working on this. I followed a tutorial by Board to Bits Games, link in description, and I felt stupid afterwards. The game will check if the player is falling by checking if the Y velocity is lower than 0. If it is, it will raise the gravity by a certain amount. It's very simple, but it makes the movement feel so much better than it was before. Now that's all I'll be doing today. Tomorrow, I plan on starting and hopefully finishing the walking. I expect this to be a bit more difficult, but I thought the same about the jumping too, so we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, I'm gonna go to bed and I will work on this tomorrow. Alright, it's day 2. Today I'll be working on the walking. What I'm thinking is I'll add a force to the object instead of changing the X velocity. I'm mainly gonna be doing some experimenting today, but I will get some work done. I already have the walking implemented in the game, but it feels very robotic. As you can see, it's very stiff looking. The player immediately starts moving at the max speed, and it also stops immediately. I'll be fixing that by adding acceleration and deceleration. This is going to be some of the stuff that I have no experience in, and will probably be the hardest part of the development for this project, but I'll push through. Anyways, let's get right into today's development. So for the next 22 minutes, I worked on the walking. I figured out how to add forces for the movement. I've tried to use this method before, but I could never figure it out. The player wouldn't stop when I wanted them to. The solution was to remove physics materials from the player. Thanks to Game Glitch for helping me figure that out. His channel will be in the description. The walking looks and feels so much better now, but this doesn't mean we're done. I still need to do some polishing, and I also want to add some extra mechanics, such as dashing. I'll likely be saving this for tomorrow though. Anyways, I'm going to do some polishing for a bit, and I'll let you know if I do anything cool. Today is the 3rd and final day of working on this project. Today I'm going to be working on a dash mechanic. I have actually made a dash mechanic before, but it's been quite a while, so it will be a bit of a test for me. Anyways, let's get straight into the development of this final day. I spent about 20 minutes working on the dash. I started by using my own script, but it wouldn't work very well. I ended up following a tutorial by Bindux, link in the description, and it worked really well. I did make a few changes to make it more like what I was going for, but I wouldn't have been able to do it without his help. But is that really all I'm going to be doing today? Of course not. Now I'm going to be working on a wall slide and wall jump mechanic. I've actually never done this in a game before, so this is going to be very interesting. Anyways, let's get straight into that. This actually took a good while. I spent about 40 minutes working on this, and in the end, it turned out pretty good. I followed a tutorial by Binbucks again, so huge shout out to him for helping me twice in this video. Once again, I made a few changes or else it wouldn't have worked for me. Anyways, there's still one more thing that I need to add, and it is vital. I still need to add coyote timing. If you don't know what coyote timing is, it's a short amount of time after leaving a platform that you can still jump. This makes the game feel a lot more fair rather than the player having to be perfect. It's inspired by Wile E. Coyote, where he'd run off a cliff and float there for a moment. I finished the coyote timing, and I think everything feels much nicer. I added a lot into the project, but I think this makes it feel even better than it was before. Anyways, that's it for the movement. I spent 3 days on it, and I must say, it turned out much better than I thought it would. If you don't know, I'm working on a game called Triangle Game, and I will have to implement this movement system into that. Anyways, the source code for this project will be in the description, and please let me know if there's any issues at all with it. If you'd like to see me make my own physics engine and make a movement system based off that, please let me know in the comments. But that's all for this video. If you liked it, consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!